Rangers win, baby, 6-3 over the Seattle Kraken. And was it just so refreshing to watch the Rangers trot out a first line that did not involve a fourth line caliber player like Jimmy Vesey. No disrespect to the guy, but come on. Isn't it just refreshing to go out there and watch the offense just work so terrific and just work all night? Well, I don't know if I'd say all night because they did give up in parts of this game, but regardless, for most of the night, the Rangers just actually look dominant when it comes to the offensive side of the puck. Defense, a little bit shaky here and there, and definitely a little bit more of a concern, but man, was it just fun to watch the Rangers go out there and play today. It was fun. The Garden was absolutely electric. I was there tonight, and it was a fun atmosphere to be a part of. That is for sure. Before we jump further into everything, though, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. But let's talk about the game now, and we'll start by talking about the elephant in the room because it happened very early in this game. Tarasenko, in his second shift, he makes a nice little play in the neutral zone, and it leads to an offensive opportunity. Him and Panarin get the opportunity. Panarin gives it over to Tarasenko. Tarasenko slides it 5-hole on Martin Jones, and that makes it 1-0 early. So Vladimir Tarasenko has his welcome to New York moment as he scores very early in this game. Only took 2:49 into the game for him to get his first. And the Rangers were not done. They were getting a lot of offensive pressure, and Kakko had one that went off the post or the crossbar. And in that same shift, they kept working that kid line, and the Rangers would end up scoring yet again. And it's Philip Hedl Kakko from Philip Hedl, and Alexei Lafreniere-Hedl sets up a nice little opportunity for Kakko to just tap one right in, and that makes it 2-0. So we're feeling good. Nice and early, and the Rangers would again score another goal and make it 3-0 as Vinny Trocheck scores from Kreider and Lindgren. And this was a weird goal as it just kind of slid through, and then it was loose in the crease, and Trocheck taps it home and gets past the goal line ever so slightly. But again, 3-0, a goal is a goal. And then the Seattle Kraken took a late penalty as Schwartz goes off for an illegal check to the head. And it was weird to see the second power play unit start out there. It was refreshing to see as well. Tarasenko helped that second power play unit a ton. I liked it more that way than what they ended up switching towards the end of the game where they had Tarasenko on power play 1. I don't think he works in the bumper. You got to let him be able to be in the circles there and allow him to either shoot the puck or create space and make some passes with the open lanes. So I think that that's the only thing that I have a problem with. But regardless, I really like that power play 2 started out there on that first power play, and they looked good. They looked good. And the power play would end up scoring at the beginning of the second period as Jacob Trouba would score from Trocheck and Kakko. So the second unit, speaking of which, getting it done. And this took a weird bounce as it was going in the net, but Jacob Trouba will take that power play goal, and that made it 4-0. Only for the Kraken to make it 4-1 right after as Bjorkstrand scores from Tolvanen. I think this was the weird line change that the Rangers decided to make there. Just poor play, poor decision-making there. If I'm not mistaken, that's what happened there. But regardless, yeah, need to be better on opportunities. You need to be better on that right there. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, then the Rangers would end up taking a couple of penalties as Panarin ends up taking an interference penalty. This was a weird one where Panarin's all of a sudden a goon because of Tarasenko. Tarasenko was in a bit of a scrum in front of the Rangers bench. Panarin comes jumping in to defend him, and yeah, Tarasenko has Panarin becoming a goon, I guess. And then Mikkola, who had a rough night, took a high sticking penalty later on in the period. Thankfully, the Rangers ended up killing both penalties. The PK looked absolutely great tonight, except for on one of the power plays. But regardless, for the most part, they looked solid tonight. And even Mikkola on one of the PKs had a nice little play as well, if you want to highlight something that he did tonight. Granted, there wasn't a lot, to be honest, which we'll talk further about later. Third period comes around, and the Rangers get a early power play as Jordan Eberle goes off for high sticking, and Kreider sets up Mika Zibanejad for a beautiful opportunity. Zibanejad roofs it home. Adam Fox picks up the assist as well. That makes it 5-1. And all of a sudden, you're feeling comfortable, right? Because surely the Rangers won't do anything to make this interesting, right? They would never. Yeah. So Mikkola takes a hooking penalty. Fun. And the Kraken end up scoring on the power play. McCann just snipes one from Dunn and Bjorkstrand. So that made it a 5-2 game. Not too long after that, it ended up being a 5-3 game as Tanev got a breakaway opportunity as Schneider got absolutely cooked on this. And Donato and Dunn would get the assist. He goes 5-hole on Igor Shesterkin as he thought he was going to the side there. So he tried to reach out with the pad, but Brandon Tanev deking out Igor Shesterkin. Right. Then Mikkola took another penalty as he took a delay game. This one, though, I'm not mad at him. This deflected off Matty Beniers, and they just did not acknowledge that, but whatever. So that ends up being a just garbage penalty, but the Rangers come up big on the penalty kill. The Garden was electric on that PK. And then McCann goes off for hooking. So the Rangers power play gets another chance to expand the lead, and they unfortunately cannot capitalize there. And this was the power play that I'm talking about where Tarasenko ended up getting the opportunity on power play 1. I didn't really like that there. I thought that, again, he needs to be on power play 2 unless you're throwing Mika or Panarin in the bumper there. I think you just let Tarasenko ride there on power play 2 and really help both units get balanced out. And then Fox took a tripping penalty late in the game, which, again, I don't know why the figment of their imagination comes to the refs there. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, that ended up being a penalty. Rangers kill that one. Or while they're killing that one, Ryan Lindgren hammers the empty net goal home, so he gets his first of the season, and he gets one before Igor Shesterkin. So take that, Igor, is what he's probably saying. So yeah, Rangers hold on the win, barely hold on the win though, 6-3 in this game. Shots in the game, 29-28 in favor of the Kraken. Face-off percentage, 60-40 in favor of the Rangers. Power play went 2 for 3. The Kraken's power play went 1 for 5. Refreshing to see the power play actually look good though for the entire game, and it's not like they looked bad even when they made that little switch. They still look good. So yeah, I'm not too mad there. And then hits 30-23 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 22-10 in favor of the Rangers. 9 giveaways for the Rangers, 6 for the Kraken. Rangers definitely got sloppy at points of this game, especially the third period. I thought that the first period they played great. They dominated, I thought, in my opinion. 12-10 were shots in the first period. I thought that they played really good, and yeah, they were generating offensive opportunities. They played solid defensively, didn't give up too much. Second period, they started to give up a bit more, and they started to generate a bit less, but it wasn't anything drastic. It still looked pretty good. Third period, though, yeah, you want to burn the tape on that one. Shots were 10-8 in favor of the Kraken. The shots don't tell the story of how well the Kraken played that period. The Rangers definitely got outworked there, but thankfully, again, they end up winning the game. The first line, Panarin, Zibanejad, and Tarasenko. I cannot even believe I'm saying that still. And they were great for the most part tonight. There were a couple shifts where you would have liked for them to have done more, and they kind of got quieted down, but granted, that was every line towards the end of this game. But Panarin had a very solid game, in my opinion. Not a lot of complaints from him. So, yeah, he made a couple boneheaded plays here and there, but that's what he does, trying to create offense. But still, very solid game for Artemi Panarin. Didn't like the penalty that he took either. I thought that was kind of a stupid one for him to take. Zibanejad had a very solid game. Also, 65% in the faceoff dot, which is nice to see. Zibanejad definitely looked good in the game. Made a couple defensive plays too as well, especially with Tarasenko, Panarin not being necessarily the best defensive forwards like I had mentioned in my video. Yeah, you need Zibanejad to be able to step up defensively here and there. So yeah, he definitely stepped up big. And then Tarasenko, he made a nice little defensive play though in the neutral zone to help break out that scoring opportunity for himself there. So he had a pretty solid game as well. Very happy with Tarasenko's Ranger debut. Would have liked a bit more ice time, though. I'm surprised he only got 13 minutes of ice time, which is odd, considering the rest of the top 6 got a lot. Love running out of storage. But like I was saying, Tarasenko, a little less ice time than I thought that he was going to get. So that was a little bit weird. Only 14 minutes. So that's, again, weird but whatever. Second line being Kreider, Trocheck, and they ended up switching it to be VC later in the game. Kravtsov got glued to the bench, but Kravtsov was there to start the game. He didn't deserve to get glued to the bench, but whatever. I thought Kravtsov had a decent game for the most part. I really liked what I saw from him in his first game back in a very long time. I thought that he was solid and helped the Rangers generate some offensive chances. I think in the first period there was one play they made behind the Kraken net, helped set up a scoring chance, but whatever. Again, apparently, let's glue him to the bench. Trocheck had a very great game, especially considering I've been very critical of Trocheck, and a lot of Ranger fans have. He had a great game tonight. 5 shots on goal. He had 2 points on the night, 79% of the faceoff dot. He looked great. Really liked Vinny Trocheck's game, and I don't think anyone could complain with what he gave you tonight. Definitely a step in the right direction for him to hopefully get a little bit more consistency going. And then Chris Kreider had a very great game, respectively, on his own. He had 2 points on the night, 2 shots on goal. He was a little quiet compared to the rest of the line, but again, still had a very solid night in my opinion. And also that assist that he had on that Mika power play goal, just beautiful. The kid line continues to do it. They continue to be consistent and they continue to get points. Kakko was absolutely unreal tonight. There was this one play in the second period that he had where he was just handling the puck so beautifully, and if he scored on that, the Garden would have absolutely erupted there. But Kakko, he had a very good game tonight, and he was probably the best member of the kid line tonight, in my opinion. Filipino had a great night, though, on his own. 3 shots on goal, got himself a point. Very happy with what I saw from Filipino as well, but Kakko just slightly had a better game. That's all it came down to. And then Alexis Lafreniere, he had a great game as well. He ended up getting a point tonight, and yeah, he was probably the least effective of the 3, but still a very good night for Alexis Lafreniere. Not going to complain there at all. Fourth line, it was a snooze fest to watch them out there, but they were pretty solid defensively. Julian Gauthier had a very good play defensively in the third period, I think it was, through a nice hit to break up a opportunity that the Kraken were developing there. Julian Gauthier had a great game for his first game back in the lineup in a very long time. And then for VC and Gaudreau, they both were okay tonight. They weren't necessarily spectacular, but would have liked the entire offensive unit to be better and help out defensively more, that's for sure, because the defense was not there tonight whatsoever, in my opinion. Not whatsoever. They were there, but they definitely fell asleep at points. Sorry, hit my mic there. At points in this game. But for Lindgren and Fox, they were solid tonight. I mean, not necessarily great, but they were solid. Adam Fox, he had a couple of great plays offensively to help keep the play alive in the offensive zone, which I really like to see there. And he had a couple desperation plays, but then there were also times where he was caught pinching too much and he left Ryan Lindgren alone. And then vice versa. Sometimes Ryan Lindgren did the same. So yeah, they had an okay night, but they both need to be better. Same goes for Trouba and Miller. That pair was solid tonight, but they also need to be better at times. But I'm not going to complain too much. But the Schneider and Mikkola pair was a nightmare tonight. That is for sure. Schneider, I was going to compliment him because I thought he had a couple great plays early in the game, but man, did he look bad towards the end of this game. And then Mikkola with his 6 PIMs, and he just did not have it tonight at all. And hopefully this was a one-off because him and Harper, it's between that then if both end up being a nightmare. And then Igor Shesterkin definitely had a down night, but still was solid, so not going to complain too much. But let's get to Twitter with all that being said. Kazoo says the rest of the NHL, pick your poison, first line or kid line. Also, so far, I'm happy to say the Rangers are proving you wrong after the pre-All-Star game predictions for after the break. Yeah, they've definitely taken a step in the right direction compared to what I was saying before the All-Star break, because before the All-Star break, you guys would know I was very down on this team. They've definitely been taking a step in the right direction. I still would like to see a bit more from this team, and pick my poison, first line or kid line. Ooh. I gotta go kid line still right now. I need to see more from the first line before I'm there. Matthew says, Python, why is Gallant starting Igor against a lesser team, Western Conference opponent who is on a long road trip coming from the West Coast and who also played last night? Why not go with Halak tonight? Carolina is the second best team, and you will be on a back-to-back. That's a good question. I have no idea why Gallant ended up going with that, but let's just hope Yaro Halak can have a good game. That's all I could say to that. And then you also said, thought Igor got left out the dry a couple times, led the first line. Decent night for the power play and the PK. Refs suck. Big win. Rangers find a way to get the 2 points. And yeah, let's hope they could find a way tomorrow, like you said as well. Completely agree with everything that you said. The first line was great. Igor was left out to dry. And yeah, a little confused with the Hawk situation as well, but it is what it is. BD3 says, do you feel there's any chance we trade Kravtsov for some defensive pieces? The team feels incomplete on the defensive side. No, because they found their defensive target. But I will say defensive forwards, yeah, they need to get some fourth line defensive forwards in here because defensively as a team, they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough defensively as a team. It's not necessarily coming down to them with the defensive position. It's more just them as a collective team not playing good enough defense, in my opinion. But yeah, I think Kravtsov's going to get traded for that part of the question. That's for sure. Zalo says, I love this team. First period looked amazing. We got sloppy and the rest didn't help, but still a good win. You nailed it right on the head, so I don't really have much else to add to that. And then New York Style 24 to wrap it up says, what a great debut for Tarasenko, don't you think? Yeah. Yeah. It was a really good debut for Vlad Tarasenko. Very happy with what I saw from him. Let me know, though, if you're happy with what you saw. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. This game would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially for Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.